because she promoted herself and branded herself as a woman that would go after men for a check.
Why can't we go based off potential and opportunity?
You can go based off of potential and opportunity, but the problem is y'all not going off of potential and opportunity. Y'all going off of men that are already successful. That's the problem.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to look at the age that we're dating at this point. There are people becoming more successful younger and younger. People are becoming millionaires in their young 20s.
That's Instagram. That's the difference in perspective. Men don't reach financial potential, the peak of their financial potential, until about 55 to 65 years old.
That's not always true, though.
It's not always true, but see, now we go into the exceptions.
But you don't know who I date. What if I date the exceptions?
But you don't, because if you was dating the exceptions, you would still be with them.
Who says I'm not with them?
What up, gents? It's your boy Sean C. Welcome to the Simsational Gent. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. Today we're going to react to a video I first found on my phone and then I went and found online, which is the Poor Man's Podcast Reacts. And so shout out to the brother over there. Shout out to Poor Man's Podcast Reacts channel for this clip. Now the brother did his best to try to interact with this young lady, this modern young lady in this interview. And I think that is important to kind of talk about this, because what this young lady says in this interview isn't uncommon to what a lot of people think. Without further ado, let's get started.
Men and women are different. You gotta understand that off the rip. And I know that's controversial. You can't even say that nowadays.
You can't, because how are men and women different? We were both born the same way. We both have the same mind. We both have the same opportunities. So how are we different?
You give birth, don't you?
That's the only thing.
That's a pretty big difference when you're talking about dating based on attraction.
They got into a back and forth about men and women being the same. That is not the case.
Completely different sport. The men are a lot faster. They serve harder. They hit hard. It's just a different game.
I don't know what they pushing out there that got women thinking that men and women are the same. Are we equal under rights and laws? That's debatable, but it should be. However, men and women physically and biologically are not the same. That's the reason why you have a WNBA and an NBA, because there is no way those women would be able to compete with grown-ass men.
See, men have to deal with what we can get. Women have the pick of the litter, and you get to choose the men that you have.
There are more women on this earth than there are men, so therefore men have the pick of the litter. You can walk into a room and you can choose from 10 women. Women, we have to settle. We have to pick and choose what we decide we're gonna deal with and what we're not gonna deal with, because there are not enough men out here that are readily available.
I hear them discuss that women outnumber men. So what I don't understand is that if women outnumber men, then why is it that all these women are competing for the same guy? See, in other cultures, they realize that they're in competition with other women, so they don't let guys escape them if they at least have the ability to be able to provide for them a better life. Western women feel that they have this right to a certain type of dude because everything tells them that they deserve everything that they want, they're supposed to be able to get. Due to the lack of men compared to women, these women should be vying for more men's attention. The amount of times you hear women say there aren't good men out there, yet and still there are plenty of good dudes. It's just that they don't want those dudes. They want this type of dude. She also says in there that women are settling. That's the mindset that modern women have. That if they get a dude that has a regular job, that's going in there and putting in the hours, blue collar dude, that's selling for that type of dude. With the scarcity of men that she's talking about, how is it that modern women are so goddamn ungrateful and so picky? It makes no sense at all to me. Like I said, women in other cultures, they realize that they have competition and that they appreciate a hard-working, caring provider, regardless of age and look sometimes.
If you want a man that can protect and provide for you because that's a male's role, why are you judging who you want to be with based on appearance?
Because you have to be sexually and physically attracted to a person. I feel like why do we have to accept the bare minimum? But for men, we have to come with 100%. We have to check off every box. But as women, we have to be like, you know what? He provides. he's loyal, so therefore he doesn't have to be physically attractive.
What boxes are y'all checking off? Let me know what you.
We check off everything. We are smart.
Okay.
We provide. We're good wives. We're good mothers. We come from good homes. We can cook. We can clean. We're good in bed. Like everything that we have to mount up to, we do. And I feel like as women, unfortunately, we have to settle.
Your first things that you listed had nothing to do with what men want in women.
So what do y'all want?
And that's the problem. We want a feminine woman that wants to be fit, that wants to take care of the small inconveniences in our lives and reciprocate the value.
She says that women are good wives, they're good mothers, they make good homes, they can cook, they can clean, and then she ended it off by saying good in bed. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of these young girls in Western cultures don't really know how to cook. I mean, they know how to make enough to kind of get by, but a lot of them don't know how to cook. If you ask them to make grandma, great grandma recipe, they have no clue about that. So that goes into the fact is how can they be good wives if grandma and mom has not taught them what being a wife is? Some of those same moms and grandmas are by themselves right now. Modern Western women have no clue about being a wife. They don't even exhibit these traits in the dating stages, much less ready to be committed to somebody for a lifetime. Yet that's what they come to you asking. They could cook, they could clean. Some of these women obviously can, but I'm telling you, there is a lack of that amongst women. Some women keep nasty homes for ladies. Good sex, good relation, that is very subjective. Just because you excite a man don't mean it's good. Depends on who you with. But just because you're a woman and you could just lay there don't mean it's good. Had to be said.
But why would a man care about if a woman can provide?
You have a lot of women out there that all they can think about doing is their nails and shopping and this, that, and the third, would have no clue about investing and why instead of buying all these Birkin bags and all this craziness, that they could take that money and invest it and build generational wealth. These women are worried about what they look like in the moment and not about setting up the family for the future. Women are considered stepping up because what? Their Instagram has a lot of likes. They have a lot of followers. That's stepping up. So in this woman saying that women step up in everything they do, the way she says it implies that men aren't doing what the hell they're supposed to be doing. I'm not just trying to bash women. I believe that men need to step their game up as well.
Do you feel like your household is the typical household that we see now in 2021? Are we now in an atmosphere where it's both women and men bringing things to the table as far as providing for a household?
Households that you find here in 2021 are not typical. What is typical? If you start thinking about the Leave It to Beaver, Ward Cleaver, family type, white picket fence type thing, that is done. There was a statistic that came out that if you're making minimum wage, you cannot afford a 2-bedroom apartment anywhere in this country. So if you have yourself and a kid, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to find the pricing. And that's pretty sad. However, the reason that it benefits people to be with a partner is that because of the rising inflation, the rising cost of things, that having those two incomes could allow that couple to live comfortably, and if there's enough to allow them to save and to invest into the future of that potential family. But women don't think they need men, right?
But that's because my wife selected me based on my drive and not my appearance. She seen the vision, she seen where I wanted to go, and she helped me get to that position.
So when women do that, why do we get called gold diggers? Do you feel like your wife was a gold digger because she looked at your drive, she looked at your ambition, she looked at what you could do for her financially?
My wife was with me since I was 15, so that in particular, I'm gonna give you that, because that's not the typical situation. A woman is counted a gold digger if the man already is solidified, and that's what women want in 2021, and that's why it don't work out. Y'all try to go for men that are already solidified, that look a certain kind of way, and then when it don't work out, y'all play dumb.
Now, women get called gold diggers when they are pretty much using a man for his assets and not really doing it because of love of that person or care of that person or wanting to see good for that person. When they go after the assets, when they go after the bag, it's all because that's what they're going after. And they will play the role, do whatever they gotta do, be as sensual and nice as they need to be until they get it. That's a gold digger. What is she talking about? So what I'm saying is women shouldn't worry about what labels they get. If you're with the man from the beginning, you stroking his head, you pushing him, then why would would you care? Why would a woman care about what flack they get if they're there for their man and help build him up, which ultimately takes care of your family? Why would you care what anybody thinks about that?
Why can't we go based off potential and opportunity?
You can go based off of potential and opportunity, but the problem is y'all not going off of potential and opportunity. Y'all going off of men that are already successful. That's the problem.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to look at the age that we're dating at this point. There are people becoming more successful younger and younger. We're not talking about these people that are becoming successful in their 50s and 60s. People are becoming millionaires in their young 20s.
That's Instagram. That's the difference in perspective. Men don't reach financial potential, the peak of their financial potential, until about 55 to 65 years old.
That's not always true, though.
It's not always true, but see, now we go into the exceptions.
But you don't know who I date. What if I date the exception?
We go into the exceptions.
What if I date the exception?
But you don't, because if you was dating the exceptions, you would still be with them.
Women getting with men that are more established, more mature, that's nothing new. That's been happening for centuries. It only makes sense. So you hear her, listen to the way she's talking. People are becoming more successful younger. That is happening. It's because younger people have access to this internet. They understand it a lot better than people my age or older do. They do. They just grew up with it. But the one thing that she misses the point on is that she thinks that, oh, more and more people are doing this younger. The statistics are clear. There aren't a lot of people making over $100,000 a year. But notice the way she talked about it. Notice the way she went in on it. She felt entitled that she has access to these people that are doing things out of the ordinary. That is not ordinary, people coming up off of these type of things. There are exceptions to the rule, yes. Her mindset is like a lot of modern women's mindset, is that they're entitled to these millionaires, that they're entitled to people making six figures. Women are delusional that think this way. You're gonna turn down good men to go look for that prototypical 666 guy and think that you deserve it? What makes her think that she deserves it?
That means that women have the selective choice of who they mate with. So you have the responsibility of who you allow in your body. Y'all choosing them based off appearance. That's what I'm trying to get at. And y'all got a layout. All you gotta do as a woman is, okay, so for men, our burden to society, our burden to humanity is to build civilization. That's our job. Whatever you want, I'm gonna provide. Men, build the microphone, build the camera, build the house. This is all men. This is what we do. We provide. You gonna make the face like we don't do that? This is what we do. We provide for.
Women have started things first a lot of the time, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Even in the very end, this woman is defiant and very disagreeable. Men have built up this society, and a lot of the times they've built it up for women. Things that women enjoy today was because some man made it convenient for them to be able to do what they do. Women buy more than men on average. Men are pretty content with having the bare minimum, but being happy. Like this. A man will live in an apartment literally with no goddamn furniture and be happy as long as he has peace. Do you feel this woman was right in her points? Let me know what you guys think about this conversation that she just had. If you want to know what it's like to have a fit, feminine, submissive woman, then you're going to want to check this video right here. I know you're going to love it.